Welcome to another episode. Today I think we're gonna finish up the series that we started on with sleep. All right, we talked a bunch about sleep. We talked about some supplements. We talked about some positioning aids. And so today we're gonna wrap it up by just basic sleep hygiene. So what sleep hygiene means is how do you go to sleep the best and keep asleep? We'll start with the routine, right? The most important thing people say when we talk about how do we get good sleep, especially good sleep after an episode of something happening like a shoulder surgery or something else, is we need to make sure we go to sleep at the same time every night and we wake up at the same time every night. That rhythm helps your body get clued in. It will know when it's about time to go to sleep. It'll know when it's about time to wake up. And so that's important. So you want to make sure we get 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep a night if we can, especially if you're recovering from shoulder surgery, because we need that sleep to recover, and it needs to be good sleep. Now some people say, well, I'll just have a drink, alcoholic drink or drug or whatever, and so that will help me to relax so I can fall asleep faster. That may help you fall asleep faster, but it probably is not going to give you good quality sleep. If you use one of the sleep tracker like I do, this is my Aura ring, right? And so I can track my sleep, how much I sleep. It also tracks my heart rate variability. So there's other tools that we can use to determine how healthy we are. And I know that if I have a drink or two and then I go to sleep, I do get to sleep faster, but it's not very good sleep. And I don't feel rested the next day because we're not getting in the right stages of sleep. We're not getting into REM sleep and deep sleep. What we need to do, the routine, we need to make sure our bedroom is cool and dark and quiet. I actually have what's called a bed jet. A bed jet is actually is inside the bed that blows cool air on me overnight, and it actually can adjust as time goes by. That can help, but obviously just an AC unit or something like that can be helpful to keep your place cool. Obviously, we want some sort of blackout curtains, really dark curtains, to help keep that light out, to help stimulate our brain to think it's time to go to sleep. We want to be quiet. I mean, some places you can do that, and some places you can't. So if you can't, then you might consider employing a noise maker or a white sound maker. There's a rule that people talk about when they talk about sleep, and it's kind of a variable rule depending on who is giving you the rule. The rule is 10, 3, 2, 1. The 10 relates to caffeine, right? No caffeine 10 hours before you go to sleep. It's a long time. I'm not sure. So I'm going to sleep at 9 o'clock. That's 11 o'clock in the morning. I suppose I could. I don't do that very well. The 3 has to do with, I think in general, I think the 3 is probably more reasonable in life. The 3 is no food, no caffeine, no alcohol, 3 hours before you go to bed. So that can help. Again, then your body's not trying to digest food when it's trying to sleep. So that gives an easier ability to go to sleep and stay asleep. No alcohol, again, because it's going to affect how we sleep. And then the caffeine, obviously, we don't want to stay awake. So that's the 3. The 2 is no work. If you do work up until when you go to sleep, obviously your brain is thinking. Your brain is thinking about all the stuff. Even if you aren't working, your brain is probably thinking about what's coming up tomorrow. What am I doing? How am I doing with my recovery? All that kind of stuff. And then actually, that's a caveat that perhaps having a small notebook or journal next to your bed, maybe like this. Whatever, journal like next to your bed, where if things come to your mind, you can jot them down. Like in my brain, get kind of rattles around, and I'm worried I'm gonna forget it, so I keep on thinking it over and over. But if I can jot it down, then I can get it out of my head. So that can be helpful too. And then lastly, 1 hour before you go to sleep, before you're ready to go to bed, no screens, right? The blue light simulates sunlight. And so again, it triggers some information in your brain to think that it's light outside. And so we want to know blue light. And I can tell you, if you don't do screens and you don't do work before you go to bed, you're probably going to be ready to go to bed an hour after that. So you can talk, which is awesome, some more time with your spouse or significant other, whoever, and you can read a book with no screen. So those 2 things, there's not a lot left to do if you cut all your screens out and you can't eat and you can't work. I think it helps us really be ready to go to sleep. So anyway, hope this helps sleep hygiene, right? 10, 3, 2, 1. And I think this is the end of our sleep. So if you hated it, we're done with it. If you loved it, watch it again. Talk to you soon. Bye.